Today I'm going to give a little review to an act called SABATON, yeah? The album in particular is the second LP. It's entitled ATTERO DOMINATUS, or something along the lines of that. He references it in the self-titled track, which is track number 1. So I should know how it's pronounced, but, you know, things aren't that easy. Shall I get a little Wikipedia up alongside it whilst we're here, people? So, it was a good listen. It was a good listen. I have heard 2 other SABATON records prior to this. It was a bit back now. But one of them was Primo Victoria, which was the record that came before this. Now, it seems as if SABATON just came out all guns blazing from the get-go, purely as the production value. Even on the debut LP was really good. The songwriting was really good, but they were sort of half and half on that classic big booming gang chant chorus, which to me is what makes SABATON SABATON. That, and of course the historical context they cram within their songs. And I don't say cram as in they force it in. It's very natural, but they, you know, that is the band. So if you want to learn a little bit, if you want to get in the gym and feel like you're some military head, or if you just want to absorb a bit of info and listen to great metal music, if not you are a bit of a historian yourself, what a fantastic band this is. I'm going to get a little info. Studio album by SABATON. So, yeah, on that debut record, Primo Victoria, we sort of lacked a little from time to time on the big gang chant choruses. It seems as if they worked out the formula after the release of that record. They found their sound. They must have had great feedback in regards to that and thought, right, this is our sound from then on. Let's just bloody go for it. And each and every record contains a pristine, big booming chorus. The riffs are brilliant. The songwriting is really good. They know how to structure and put a good song together. You'll have a nice little verse riff where they reel it down a little bit, and then once the chorus comes, it all raises and starts booming into your head. Really epic. They have a good way of creating this grand epic soundscape for them chorus sections, which is really impressive, really good. As far as following the content matter, man, I don't know near about anything when it comes to history, so I'll have a little refer to the comment sections, and I'll, you know, have a dig to see what people are saying and what the context of the song is, because sometimes I might miss it, obviously. We do have quite a comical song on here. It's not comical, but it's comical in the way it sort of divides opinion. I think there was a couple of them on this record, but in particular the first one that caught my ear was The Rise of Evil, because the chorus of that is too catchy as far as what you need it to be. It's a very catchy chorus, and it's not one you necessarily need to be singing out and about with people who are unaware of the band and the song, which is going to be, you know, quite a few people in your day-to-day life. I've got some info here. So it's the second studio album by the Swedish heavy metal band SABATON, as well as the first to feature keyboardist Daniel Meyer perhaps. The keys were really good. The keys were fantastic. I'll tell you what, I got a little bit of a Dream Theater vibe from time to time. Obviously not prog heavy, you know, oldie worldy style, but I think the production aided in that. The production was somewhat 80s in a way from time to time. The guitar tones and so forth, and some of the riffs when they would come in made me feel a little bit of an 80s vibe on it. The album reached 16th place on the Swedish album charts, and let me go back to what I just said. I don't say Dream Theater to say it sounded like Dream Theater for the most part. Most definitely not. They're 2 separate bands, but some of the guitar riffs, and when the keys came in on like build-up sections and introductory sections and so forth, that's what I felt. That's what I felt. So, a video for the title track was shot in Sweden by blah blah blah. I didn't watch any of the videos. I just absorbed the music. I like to listen to what they've come across as a band. Although the band wore camouflage gear and singer Joachim donned a vest with metal plates, both features which came to be a part of the regulars' stage gear from that point on. So they are a bit of a gimmick in the most respectful way. They do what they do, and they do it really well, and they know what works, and they sort of highlight that, accentuate that, and push that out, because people react well to it, people like it. Lyrics is As with the Primo Victoria album, the lyrics on ATTERO Dominatus deals with different war subjects. Nuclear Attack deals with the atomic bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Rise of Evil with the rise of the Third Reich and Adolf Hitler. We Burn deals with the Bosnian genocide from the perspective of Radovan, I'm not going to pronounce the surname, and other perpetrators of the massacre. The song Back in Control deals with the Falklands War. In the Name of God is about terrorism, especially religious terrorism. Alright, it was put out by originally by Black Lodge, and then Nuclear Blast did a rearmed edition, which is probably a remaster. I'd probably listen to the remaster in all fairness. It sounded clear. It didn't seem like there was room for improvement as far as the production value is concerned. And yeah, we have somewhat limited information on the record in regards to Wikipedia, but it was a good record. Metal Crew was great. Great change of pace, great change of perspective and element, and I really enjoyed the metal homage they did on the record I heard before that. I thought it was a fantastic selling point. And it's great to have an insight to the band's influences and tastes as far as who they give a shout out to. And it really is metal for metal's sake. This is one of the, like, really metal bands, you know what I mean? There's no punk rock, there's no external influences. There's a bit of singer-songwriter purely as the songs are well structured, and they definitely know how to write a song out, and they know how to structure the instrumental around that to ensure you have them hooks, ensure that you do build tension from start to finish, finalising on a great big cadence, rinse and repeat. This band does do that, but it's a metal band through and through. It's really metal, and that's really cool. That's really cool. And that's about it. Genre, it goes by heavy metal and power metal. Yeah, me, as far as what I'm concerned, my personal palette, I don't know much about power metal. Definitely a heavy metal band to me, and of course it is a power metal band, but I still am trying to find the connection to power metal, because I always hear power metal as the all of that sort of stuff, and I don't hear too much of that here. Of course, Metal Crew, we had that sort of quirky, high-end vocal tinge to it, but that's about it. But yeah, this was a great record. A great record, and it has a great market. It has a great fan base, you know. The people who listen to Sabaton, I got into listening to Sabaton or checking out Sabaton through listening to Nightwish. It seems like there's a lot of fan base go hand in hand with each other as far as them two bands are concerned, and they're both fantastic. They both support the band to the utmost as to where they engage with the content creators who do content around these bands just as much as the bands, because they love to engage and discuss and share opinions. They're very opinionated, which is beautiful. Great open discussion when it comes to these bands, Sabaton being one of them. And so I appreciated this record. Honestly, I think from here on in, I don't see where there's going to be room for improvement without them changing what makes them Sabaton. So I'm assuming we're just going to change, you know, the historical context, the lyrical content, hopefully get a good chorus in here and there, you know what I mean, get a really good hook, a good catchy melody. But other than that, you know, I don't know where we can change the sound of the band, but the band's put out a lot of records, in all fairness. Very productive band. So there's only one way to find out. We've got Metalizer coming up next in the chronology, and I'm looking forward to that. So that's me signing out. Peace, one love, people. Click